Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry about that intro, it just wasn't doing. So today we are going to be making a fruit cake in a pot. Can you believe that? I made this fluffy, perfect fruit cake in a pot. I swear, in my kitchen pot. And I'm also going to be showing you guys a comparison between baking in a pot as well as baking in a regular conventional oven. So basically I baked two of those pans, one in a pot and one in an oven, so you guys can see the difference. And I was really surprised, I swear to God, I was so surprised. Can you believe that cake was baked in a pot? So if you don't have an oven in your house, this is the trick, guys. This is the video for you, and you have to watch it to the end so you can understand what I am talking about. Okay, so guys, I'm going to give you guys 3 different tricks to baking in a pot. The first thing you have to make sure is you have to make sure your windows are open, because guys, like the kitchen was smoky as fuck, like everywhere was stuffy, and I was wondering why, until I realized that, okay girl, you're baking in a pot and your windows are closed, so I had to open up the windows. And the second trick is, when you turn on the heat, you have to turn on the heat to high at first, so the first 5 minutes while your pot is on the heat, and then when you put your cake inside the pot, you should reduce it to the lowest, the barest minimum ever. Otherwise your cake will burn. It will like caramelize all around it, but the inside will not be done. So you just have a really hot pot and then reduce the heat so you can bake gradually. So guys, the fourth trick is to use a pot that is big enough for air to circulate inside your pan. Do you understand? Okay, which means that was the reason why I used that little bowl, so that it will be small enough to be able to fit inside the pot while I cover it, and still there will still be space for hot air to circulate inside the pot. Do you understand? Okay, I'm sure you do. So guys, let's get back to this cake. So right now I'm trying to caramelize the sugar, because caramelized sugar kind of makes your fruit cake very it gives it a very brown color. That's if you don't have brown sugar, of course. And then it also gives you this caramel taste. It is really amazing, I promise you guys. Okay guys, so we're going to transfer this into a pot, and then I'm going to mix all my batter together, and we're going to put it in 2 different baking pans, and then we're going to put one in the oven and the other one in a pot. So guys, it's time to make the batter for our cake. So we're pouring our 4 egg yolks into the bowl, and then 250 grams of butter, melted butter of course, and then we're going to stir that together, and then we're going to add to that our caramelized sugar. It's important at this stage to stir really well, because you want the caramel to melt in the butter and in your wet ingredient basically. And then we're pouring in like half a cup of kefir, and then stir it really well. So now it's time for our dried ingredients. So we need 2.5 cups of flour, and then you're going to stir it well. It's important that you don't overstir, because when you overstir your cake, it kind of beats out the gluten, and you don't want the cake to be tough. You want it to be crumbly and nice, and spongy. So, and then to that, I'm going to add a tablespoon of baking powder, a tablespoon of baking soda, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and then we're going to stir everything together. And then the last thing we're going to add is the fruit. And don't forget, we marinated this fruit in some orange. I know I didn't say that, but I hope you read it on the screen. In some orange, like I squeezed some orange into it the night before so it could soak, because I didn't want to use alcohol. So now our whipped up egg whites. So we're going to fold this in gradually in 3 batches. The reason why you're folding it in 3 batches is because you want it to still hold up the volume. You don't want to deflate the old egg white that you make, so you should fold it in 3 or 2 batches if you like. So this one I'm folding it in 3 different batches, so it can be really nice and fluffy and voluminous. The reason why I'm doing this is because normally I don't bake my cakes this way, but I'm doing this because I'm going to bake one in a pan and in a pot, and I want it to give it as much as I want to give it a lot of chance to really rise. And I don't know, if you bake your cake this way, like you're already like helping it rise because of the air you already beat into the egg whites. So that's the reason why I'm doing this, because I'm about to baked in the pot. So let's see how this goes, guys. So now I'm going to transfer the batter into 2 different pans, the same pans, and I'm going to try to fill them at equal lengths as possible, because I want to see which one bakes first and how it bakes and which one is better. You get? So I'm going to be using this non-stick pot and then I'm going to cover the pot and then leave it on for at least 20 minutes before I touch it. And make sure to reduce the heat to the lowest possible. So now I'm going to transfer the other one into the oven and then wait for maybe 30-40 minutes and come back and check it. So guys, this was 42 minutes later. It's so funny. The other cake I baked in the oven was baked within 24 to 27 minutes, but this one took around 40, almost 50 minutes. And it's important to note that the first 20 minutes when I opened the pot, like the outside was brown but the inside was still not done at all, and the whole place was full of smoke. So what I had to do was to open the window and reduce the heat. And I think this cake is done. See, the knife come down clean, and then it is drier. I think it's a little drier than the other one, and it is spongier. I don't know how, but like I'm so surprised, like seriously, it is drier and spongier than the one that was baked in the oven. And if you notice, I didn't put the pan directly on top inside the pot. I put it on top of something, that way the heat was not directly on the baking pan. So see how dry this cake is, see how dry, but see how moist this one is. Wow. Okay, so guys, I'm going to take it out of the pan and show you guys how the look on the inside. So we're going to slice it open in the middle, so to be perfect. See how spongy, so spongy. Okay. So guys, we're going to cut this cake in the middle and see what it looks like inside. So let's see. Wow. Still very hot. Then look at this one. This one already had time to cool down. Like, this one is moist and just, you know, chilled. The other one is drier and spongier, but they're still very perfect cakes. See, this was one I baked in the pot. See how spongy it is. Like, guys, if you don't have an oven in your house, you can bake in a pot. Definitely bake in a pot. So give me a thumbs up and subscribe and tell me what more videos you want to see. I hope you guys learned a few things. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.